In this video, I'll show you how to display featured products in your WooCommerce shop, along with a few other customizations to your WooCommerce shop. Let's first make sure that you have some featured products. So I'll go to my dashboard, go to products, and to feature a product, you just need to click on the star. And if it's filled in, it's a featured product. Okay, so in the first tutorial we made a WooCommerce shop, but the widget that it uses doesn't allow you to feature products. So the simple shop uses the archive products widget, and that's job is to just spit all of your shop's products into the space. So you're not going to be able to feature products and stuff like that. So instead of using the archive product widget, I used two product widgets, one that selects the featured products and one that selects the rest of the products. And then to prevent them from showing up multiple times, I'll show you the JavaScript solution that helps them from coming in on several other pages. So what you got here is your regular archive product widget. So let's get rid of that. And then let's do a product widget. I'm going to adjust this to 2 columns to be like sort of my featured. I only had 4 of those products. And this widget has a query, which the other one doesn't have. And then this is where I can select featured. Okay, I got my featured products. I can adjust the style a little bit, real quick. And since it's featured, maybe I'll give it just a little bit of color. Okay, so now I got my featured products. Next, let's do another one of these widgets. And this time, I'm going to vary it so that the featured ones kind of pop out. And then I'm just going to center it. Okay, and the problem is that now you got featured products in here as well. So let's exclude those. Under query, exclude, manual, and then you enter in what the product is called and select all of them. All right. So this is how you would exclude all of your featured products. You just manually type them in. Okay, now that we've taken care of that, we have pretty much all of the stuff done that we want. One more thing, just make sure you go ahead and adjust the columns for both desktop, tablet, and mobile for both widgets. So now you got 2 separate widgets, so you kind of got to keep track. And then you want to set this one here to pagination because you want it to have all of your products. And if you have no pagination, you're only going to get 12 products here. So if I had several pages, they wouldn't show up unless I toggle that. All right. So here's the problem that you run into after this step. Then you go and you view your store and it looks great. And you're saying, yeah, this is really working out. I got my featured products. I'd have to adjust this in the customizer, or I'd have to save this not as a draft or something because my cache is kind of messing it up. But anyway, what I'm looking at here is when I go to the second page of my products, here are my products second page, and then the featured ones keep showing up, which is a problem because a customer might not want to see the same product over and over in the next page. So I use some JavaScript to go ahead and remove this widget, or to add a class to this section and remove it. So to do that, I'm going to look at this section, the entire section, and I'm going to add a class to it under Advanced. The class is called Class That Can Hide, because this class, this entire section will have this added to it, and it's totally blank. But I added it to it so that I can call it later with JavaScript. Okay, so now I'm going to add the HTML widget to the bottom of my page and just add the JavaScript there. Find the HTML widget, drag it. Okay, and now here is, that's not the HTML or the JavaScript. Here's the JavaScript code. I'll give you a quick summary of what the JavaScript code is. You're taking all of the parameters from the address bar. So you take window location search, get all of the parameters and put them into this. Then you say, take this and get the parameter product page. And you only get this on your shop page, and the JavaScript will only run on your one page anyway, so you should be fine just to have it looking for the product page and put it in here. So now you have what page you're on. So let me go back to the preview real quick. Preview. And now when I click on 2, unfortunately the Elementor parameters are all in there, but if I remove a lot of them, you'll see what it would normally look like. It would look something like this, product page 2. So you're still on the shop page, but it has this parameter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it, if it's 2 and above, to remove this class. So let me get rid of that. Okay, and then so you take that product page parameter and you get the number that you're on, and you have it in shop page number. If the shop page number is greater than 1, then you go ahead and get the element class that can hide, and then you loop through any of those, because you can also have a section in here that you want to hide. In the next video I do like a photo in between, and I would also want to remove that because my custom shop page, the first page will have like a nice photo in between, so I might want to hide that as well. So that's why any class you want to hide, you just add that class that can hide to it, loop through them, go through each one, and do style display none. So let's go ahead and copy that from script to script, paste it in here, save as a draft. And now I'm going to preview it. Okay, shop page 1, the featured products are there, which is good. Page 2, the featured products are gone. So you can see that it's working as intended. The featured products are not showing up. And if you had another widget, you can go all the way back to 1 and the featured products show up, because that actually puts a 1 into that case has to be taken care of. See product page 1, if someone scrolls back, it's going to be product page 1. So the code takes that into account. Alright, so that's how you add a class to that featured products and remove them from all of the different pages. So that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I have to save this and make sure that it's going to save as 2-column. I think, oh right, it's just because it was tablet. I hadn't changed the tablet, and so the tablet was set to 3, but I set the 2 to desktop to 2-column. I just didn't have my screen wide enough, so that's why It wasn't appearing as I intended. So that looks a lot better. As always, there's a large list of resources along with the code in the video description. If you found this at all helpful, please like or comment or subscribe, and stay tuned for more print-on-demand videos.